icLAAo. I can't lose. No reality or universe where I lose. Ever. Look, I'm about to take you back to school with this one because this is a very important lesson, so I want this to be a visual experience. A lot of people are lost in this life, especially my generation. A lot of people make excuses, and a lot of people are also extremely misguided on how to live a successful life, or how to elevate in life, or how to win in life. Whatever you want to call it, a lot of people are misguided, and a lot of people make excuses. So I'm about to give you step by step through a metaphor framework that I created exactly how to beat life and how to get to the top and how to be living your best possible life and be the best possible version of yourself. Now you might be thinking, oh, this young guy, what does he know? He doesn't know anything. Oh, why? Well, you're not at the top. Before you judge me, tell your ego to calm down and listen first, and then at the end, you can judge me if you want. So, firstly, think about life like an ocean. So, let's say it's the top of the ocean. This is the top right here, and then it goes on, actually no. And in the ocean, it's bottomless. So we're gonna draw a void here. Let's say the ocean is bottomless. Because in life, you can never get, there's no such thing as the bottom. You can always keep going and going and going and going and going down, down, deeper into the hole, deeper into that type of life. But life is an ocean. Here's the top, and here's the bottom. Let's just say humans. So we'll say you. Let's say the average human is born and they are put in the middle of the ocean. Equal distance to the top, equal distance to the bottom. Now, to get to the top, obviously you have to swim. If you're in the ocean, you get to the top, you have to swim. You want to be going this way. And what does swimming require? It requires effort. And what will it require to get to the top of the ocean? Consistency. You have to keep swimming even when you get tired. You might take a break, but you have to keep on swimming, because if you don't swim, you're never going to get to the top of the ocean, which is where you want to be. Now, what is the top of the ocean? The top of the ocean is whatever you want it to be, because at the end of the day, there's no such thing as success, or success doesn't have a definition. Success doesn't mean being rich. Success doesn't mean having this, having that. Success doesn't mean any of that. At the end of the day, success, a good life, a fulfilled life is whatever the user, me, you, deems it to be. If I deem success as being a millionaire, then the top of this ocean is me being a millionaire. If I deem success as, in my life, I want to plant 1 million trees and help the ecosystem, then the top of this ocean is where I'll plant 1 million trees. But let's just use success as being rich, because that's what the majority of people think success is. So, the top of the ocean is being rich. The bottom of the ocean is, well, the bottom of the ocean is everything that's away from that. The bottom of the ocean, think about people who are poor, think about people who are extremely bitter about life, think about people who are extremely unhappy, unfulfilled, nothing going on, all those types of things. That's what the bottom of the ocean is. So, we all start here. And this is where the framework really comes into. I've come up with something, or a way, that you can, I'm about to cut this out. And this is where the framework really comes into. You are here. And every day, you're either moving toward, or at any moment in life, you're either moving towards the top of the ocean, or you're moving towards the bottom of the ocean, at any point in life. So what do you have to do to get either to the bottom or the top? is you have to take an action. Now, this is where I really want you to pay attention. Think about an action is either going to create two things. In the ocean, what's something that's going to drag you down to the bottom of the ocean? An anchor. You know those things from SpongeBob? Like, I think they were like this or something. That they throw to keep the ship from moving? An anchor. When you're in an ocean, an anchor is what's going to drag you down. But what's going to take you up is air. Air is going to bring you up. So every action that you take in life is either going to give you an anchor, which is going to bring you lower to where you don't want to be, this void. Yeah, that's a void. Every action you take in life is going to either give you an anchor, which is going to make it difficult for you to swim. You see where I'm going here now? Or every action you're going to take is going to give you air bubbles, air, which is going to help get you to the top. Now, what is an example of an anchor? And an anchor is anything that's going to make it more difficult for you to swim to the top of the ocean. Let's give one anchor is drug addiction. If you're addicted to drugs, boom, that's an anchor. Now that's force going down against you. So now, you're addicted to drugs, that's an anchor. You're addicted to alcohol, another anchor. Addicted to pornography or lust, another anchor. You're lazy, another anchor. So now you think you're gonna try and swim to the top of the ocean. You think you're gonna elevate in life, but you have all these things that are bringing you down. It will never happen. And this is what the majority of people don't understand. You have bad friends, an anchor. Like all these things that bring you down. And there's way more that I could say. And the majority of people in these life, I name these anchors because the majority of people, especially men in this day and age, have all these anchors. Everybody says that they want to make it to the top, but you're a drug addict. You drink alcohol. You smoke nicotine. You have a bad circle around you. You're addicted to lust. And you think that you're gonna get to the top of the ocean. You will never get there. So now, and like I said, actions are what create anchors. An action that would create an anchor would be if I constantly go out to the club or parties. At first, that's not an anchor at first. Going out to one party, that doesn't give me any of these anchors. Going out to two parties doesn't give me an anchor. But once I continuously make that a habit, now I form the anchor of alcoholism, most likely. Or I form that anchor of having unproductive and bad people around me. Or I form that anchor of getting into drugs. See how that one bad habit can give you all of these anchors. Or, let's say, I eat junk food all the time. I start off by eating junk food once, it's not an anchor yet. I continuously eat trash, drink soda, all this stuff. Now, I'm obese, I'm overweight, I'm unhealthy. Another anchor. These are common. Most people have all of these anchors. Most people are fat. Most people are addicted to drugs. Most people are very lustful. Most people are lazy. All of these anchors. But yeah, if you ask most people what they want to do, they'll say that they want to be here. At the top. But they'll say that, but yet they have all these things dragging them down. All these things that are going to make it ever so difficult to swim. How are you going to swim to the ocean if you have a million weights pulling you down? You can't. And actions are what lead to anchors. Think about the actions that you're doing in your life. Are they giving you anchors? Are they dragging you down? Or are they giving you air? Now let's think about actions that can give you air, the opposite. And actions that will take away anchors. Because if you have an anchor, it can be removed. It can be removed. But the longer that you have an anchor, the heavier it becomes. If you're a drug addict for 1 year, it might be this big. But after being a drug addict for 5 years, your anchor is now this heavy and that much harder to let go of. So, how do you get rid of anchors? Obviously, you stop doing the habits. Bubbles don't create, just because you have bubbles doesn't mean that you don't have anchors. You can be doing the good habits, but if you're still doing all the bad habits, you're still not going anywhere. Let's say I start eating healthy, and I stop eating junk food, I start losing weight. I've lost this anchor, and maybe I've gotten one bubble, which is now I'm healthy in terms of food. That one bubble still has to deal with your drug addiction, your lust addiction, your laziness. It still has to deal with all these anchors. So let's say I drop another anchor. Now, I stop doing drugs, I have another bubble. You still have to deal with all these anchors. I don't have to keep going through it, but you see what I'm talking about. To elevate in life, you must drop all the things that are holding you down. And you have to be honest. Do you have bad friends around you? Are there habits that you're doing that you know are bringing you down? Look at all the habits in your life and classify them. Are they an anchor, or are they the air that's going to elevate me? Look, winning at life is not hard to understand. It's actually very simple, and I actually believe that we all know it, how to win at life. We all know this at the end of the day. You don't have to use it you don't have to use anchors and air. It's just a placeholder, but it could be anything. We all know at the end of the day that to elevate in life, we have to stop all the things or separate ourselves from all the things that are bringing us down. We all know this. And we all know that to get to the top, even without the anchors, you have to take effort. Imagine swimming to the top of an ocean. It takes effort. It takes consistency. It takes strength. We all know that it takes effort to get to the top of the ocean, even without these anchors. But yet, the majority of us still choose to implement things into our life that are going to make it even harder to get to the top. And then when they're not at the top, after 30 years of living with anchors, 30 years of living with the bad friends that hold them down, 30 years of living with that drug addiction, 30 years of living in lust, 30 years of unproductivity, they're confused as to why they end up here, which is where the majority of people in this life will end up. It's sad, but the fact is, the majority of people, even watching this video, this is where you're going to end up. Because the majority of people never let go of their anchors. Beating life, it's very easy to understand, like I said. It's not easy to do. Of course not. I have anchors. You have anchors. We all have anchors. We all have some things in our lives, some habits, some things that were, whatever, that we know is bringing us down. And the goal of life is to drop as many anchors as possible and build up as much air so you can get to the top. All society wants to do is give you anchors. That's why society puts drugs in your face. That's why society puts lust in your face. That's why society tells you, oh, don't worry, you're partying in your 20s. That's why society wants you to be in debt. All society wants you to have anchors. Because the people that are already here don't want more people to get there. They don't want everybody up here. That's why they made it extremely hard. They control the social media companies. They control the food that we're eating. They control what people are seeing. They control the media. So they're constantly going to push things that are going to bring you down. Society wants you to pick up as many anchors as possible. But if you truly want to win in life, you need to get that air, get good habits, lock in, focus, take your health seriously, try and build discipline. You already know what to do. We all know what to do. Are you gonna do it though? If you made it to the end of this video, comment icLAAo. If you made it to the end of this video, comment icLAAo. You're a real one. I hope this made sense. I might have been all over the place, but you know what I'm talking about. You wanna get to the top or not?